The philosophy of stress-free living, the core 0.1 framework. Hi, this is Mr. Chow. I live in Singapore, a society commonly known as the pressure cooker. So to avoid burnout, I wanted to devise a system that allows me to self-calibrate while working to keep up. The 0.1 framework is the end result. Here's how it works. Assume that 0 is your most relaxed state. When you encounter friction in life, this equilibrium is disturbed. We use a scale of 0 to 1 to represent this friction scale. So, if you are at 0.5, you are experiencing a moderate state of friction. If you are at 1.0, you are experiencing highly intense friction. However, we are never at 0 because 0 implies that we are dead, okay? No movement at all. But we can be at 0.1 where we feel the most blissful, hence the term 0.1 framework. Now that is just the theory and the philosophy. In reality, we are all bounded by structural constraints and doing our best to survive in this rapidly changing world. The 0.1 framework allows us to cope reasonably well while still maintaining a cool engine internally. Here are the core principles of the 0.1 framework. All the videos on this channel will be based on these core principles. Number 1, structural inevitability. This is the understanding that systems follow a mathematical trajectory that cannot be changed by willpower or emotion. In other words, we may have to consider the structural limits when we devise any policies. This principle will help anchor the philosophy and ensure that our discussions are pragmatic. Number 2, the Great Decoupling. Alright, this is the process of separating your identity and value from external institutions, roles, and transactional labor. This is needed so that you are not overexposed to the expansion bias of the current system and thus risk overheating. Number 3, zero footprint utility. This is the practice of providing maximum functional impact while remaining invisible to the noise of the system, and this is about efficiency. Number 4, hardware preservation. Prioritizing the physical and mental health of the individual as the essential vessel for logic above all external demands. This provides the insulation required to prevent burning out. Number 5, entropy reduction. The active removal of unnecessary variables, tasks, relationships that create friction without contributing to the core result. Number 6, the observer alignment. Moving from being a victim of circumstances to an observer who understands and flows with the underlying system mechanics. In doing so, instead of being constantly reactive, you regain control over your own actions and therefore reclaim your life. Number 7, logic-first resolution. Solving problems by addressing the fundamental rules of the environment rather than treating the visible symptoms. And finally, number 8, the final season perspective. Living with the clarity that time is a finite resource, directing energy only toward what remains relevant after the show ends. This is recognizing that we all have a finite amount of time in our lifetimes, right? And hence, we don't burn our limited energy blindly. To look at how the 0.1 framework works in practice and in real life, watch my other videos.